Hi, Albert here with Mainland Cycle Center. Today we're going to take a look at the 2017 KTM 1290 Super Duke R. So brand new Super Duke R for 2017. Comes in two colors. Got the black, and I guess this is the white. I don't know if they call this white or orange. It's about as much white as there is orange, but more white bodywork. So we'll call this one white. But two great colors, really great looking bikes. I had a gentleman who had put a deposit on the black one, and he hasn't picked it up yet, but he's thinking about switching to this one. He really liked the color of it when it came in, so we'll see which one he chooses. But great bikes, a lot of fun to ride. So a lot of people who really dig the naked bike look, or I like to even think of these as more of a muscle bike, or maybe even a gentleman's sport bike, I like to call them, because it's a pretty comfortable bike, but also no compromise on power or performance or anything with the Super Duke R 1290. 1290cc V-twin, liquid cooled, fuel injected, dual overhead cam, 4-valve per cylinder. Of course, a 6-speed transmission, the chromoly trellis frame. You can see that really stands out better on the other bike with the orange and the white. But definitely some serious horsepower with this bike, probably in the neighborhood of 180 horsepower on this bike. You can see the orange here is the trellis frame, and then the white here is the trellis subframe. Chromoly steel, of course. Single-sided swing arm. There's your orange wheel on the white model. A really nice compact muffler on this bike. Really a good looking muffler for an OEM muffler. A lot of times, of course, to meet emissions and stuff, the manufacturers have to do these exhaust systems to make them meet sound levels and emissions levels. And so a lot of you guys, I know you like to beat the manufacturers up for these exhaust systems, but this is really a great looking OE exhaust system on this bike, in my opinion. WP suspension front and rear, so of course inverted front forks. These are separate function forks, so you adjust rebound dampening on one fork and compression dampening on the other. Brembo monoblock calipers, I believe those are M50s, and I believe those are Brembo brake discs also. Let's see what tires we got. Metzler tires on these. New headlight design on these, new more compact digital display. The new headlight really racy looking, kind of has this split down the middle, really looks cool. Interestingly, it's kind of, the headlight is encased in kind of this clear plastic crystal looking housing, and so like down here, if I stick my hand on the back of the headlight, you can see my fingers back there, so you kind of can see right through it. So that's pretty cool. And but definitely really aggressive and racy looking, really puts a nice face on the front of the bike. Brembo front brake master cylinder, hydraulic clutch there on the front, and then that new display. So this is a new full color display. Now also new on these Super Dukes is the new passive entry system. So this is the key fob, and as long we've got it kind of zip tied to the mirror here, and it has a little key that pops out for popping the seat off and that kind of thing. But as long as you've got this in your pocket or within proximity of the bike, all you've got to do then is just push this button here that has the key on it. Hopefully you can see that right there, and that'll wake the bike up, and this full color LCD display is ready to race there. And interestingly, this display, there's a light sensor on here, and this will flip-flop colors at night. So instead of having this white background that's really easy to read during the day, you'd have a black background at night, so a little less glare, a little less offensive at night. So that's pretty cool. So you've got also new on the Super Duke R for 2017 is electronic cruise control as standard, and there's your cruise control for set and resume and so forth there. And then you've got similar looking buttons to what we had previously on the Super Duke R's, and that is to scroll through the menu here. So we'd use these buttons here to scroll through the menu on here, and so we'll just scroll through. I'm just using this bottom button right here to go through. So trip meter 1 is what that one says. Favorites, and you can go in there and customize what displays on this particular screen. Ride mode, sport, street, and rain, and of course sport's going to be the most aggressive. Rain is going to be a little softer ride delivery for lower traction. And then MTC is motorcycle traction control. And this bike has an IMU, or inertia measurement unit, that measures different axes on the motorcycle and then takes those angles that the motorcycle is moving at or is at, and uses that in their calculations with the traction control and the ABS. So if you hit the brakes at lean, it knows to only give you limited brake because you're at lean, where it could give you more brake if you were not at lean. And so same thing with the traction control. If you get a lot of throttle at lean, it's going to limit how much throttle it'll give you there to keep you from losing traction. So pretty cool, these inertia measurement units that everybody is starting to use. The electronics on these motorcycles are just really moving fast. So motorcycle traction control, ABS, and then ABS mode. This bike has a supermoto mode where you can turn off the rear ABS, so you can lock up the rear wheel to slide the wheel, that kind of thing. So settings, shift light, you can go in there and customize that, clock, date, daytime running lights. We don't have that option here in the United States to be able to turn off the main headlight, so it really won't do much for you here in the US. Heated grips, and then unit settings. Ride mode, this is to set your favorites there. Tire pressure monitor, so it'll tell you what the tire pressure is in the tires. You've got to ride it just a little piece for it to display there. And then general info, air temperature, date, odometer, battery voltage, oil temperature, that kind of stuff. And then trip meter 2, trip meter 1, and your favorite screen again. And so then you just push your back button to get out of there. But pretty cool. There are some features to this bike that are options that are basically just an electronic download. So one of the things that you can do with this new multicolor display, I think it's called KTM My Ride is what they're calling it, but it's a downloadable option. You have to go to your KTM dealer, and we'll take our KTM computer and download the software in here. But what it'll let you do is let you link your phone with your display, and so it will display some of the information on this screen that would be displayed on your phone screen. So like an incoming call, maybe a text message, if you have a playlist going, it would display what song is playing, and you could actually, I think you can use your buttons here to like advance to the next song and that kind of thing. I haven't had a chance to play with it, so if I'm wrong, don't shoot me. But anyway, sounds like a cool feature. I was really hoping it was standard on this because I want to hook my phone up and demo it and show it to you guys. But that's a thing that KTM charges us to download to the bikes, so we don't have it on this one. But pretty cool, the technology and where we're getting on these bikes. So one of the things you can do is that KTM My Ride to link your phone with the bike. The other thing that you can do is for the quick shifter, there's a download to be able to upshift and downshift. And use the quick shifter on it, and then also an engine brake. So they don't really call it an engine brake, but it's the anti-wheel hop. So there's now an exhaust valve in the exhaust I don't think that we had previously. So now you can see this exhaust valve here, and so I'm sure they're using that to create some back pressure for the anti-wheel hop mode. Of course, we'll take a look over here at the black one for a moment. Really looks great. Hard to beat a black motorcycle. Definitely a good looking bike. These bikes, like I said, just really, really fun motorcycles to ride. Great looking motorcycles. Six-speed transmission, of course. I think I mentioned that. The Metzler. Whoops. Hit the button on my camera here. We'll try to get that back. All right, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. Really cool looking seat. The seat's quite comfortable. It's got some nice embossing on it. The KTM logo here at the front, and then the Super Duke R logo there at the back. This has an LED tail light. Let's go ahead and crank this up. Almost forgot. This one's not. Yeah, the key's right there. Oh, there it goes. So, couldn't see the key on this one. All right. So again, we just push our button here to bring the bike to life as long as you're in proximity, and then just push here to crank it up. Fuel gauge, temperature gauge, tach across the top, speed, gear position indicator. It tells you what ride mode you're in. LED rear tail light. We don't get crazy revving these bikes when they're brand new. Just not a good practice. But it's okay to give them a little gas, of course. They're not fragile. They're tough. All right. Well, I think that's a pretty good look at the 2017 KTM 1290 Super Duke R. Just a really fantastic bike. Definitely stand out from the crowd. Very aggressive looks. Fantastic performance. And just really fun bike. So if you're interested in one of these, come and see us. We're Mainland Cycle Center. We're located in Marque, Texas. We're about 30 minutes south of downtown Houston, just off of I-45 here in Marque, Texas. You can find us online, mainlandcyclecenter.com, or by phone at 409-948-4969. And we would just love it if you'd give us a call, shoot us an email, or even better, come by and see us in person here at Mainland Cycle Center, where we'd love to help any way that we can. Hey, thanks for watching.